Oh my god.
Are you okay? Like, what happened?
Mm-hmm. So there's a point in time where you can revive your teammates when they're down, but then
Mm-hmm.
there's only a certain amount of time for you to revive. If you don't get there in time, because I was a little bit farther than I should have been, they kind of went off without me. But they got downed. I wasn't able to get there on time. But you can pick up a banner and then bring it to a certain location so they can come back on a drop ship. And I was on my way to go do that, essentially bring them back. And it sounded like it was right next to us, but it wasn't. Just bullets start firing, and I just freak out. These people are spectating me too, and my hand just shakes. And
Oh,
I'm still
damn.
running, so I'm like, oh my god, these people probably saw that. Oh my god, they probably think I'm just like a little bitch. Uh, but I was able to revive one. The other one unfortunately left. They just didn't care. I was like, okay, whatever. Um, Eventually we both died,
Mm-hmm.
but still, it was like one of those things where I was like, oh my god, I just freaked out. My whole body just convulsed and clenched. That's why my hand like shook. And now I have this slight pain underneath my right shoulder blade.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too painful, but it's just like it's there. It's annoying. So I'm
Damn.
like massaging it here and there. I also have I asked to borrow the little tiny massager thing, so I'm going to hopefully reduce that uh when I sleep. I'll just sleep with it. It has like a little timer for like I think 15 or 20 minutes, so I'll have that going while I sleep.
You need to get Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm is
Oh,
amazing.
I do have that.
Okay, yeah. Put that on your shoulder because that will make everything feel so good.
I use it on my feet. I love it on my feet. I got the one that smells like menthol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. I love the smell of menthol in general. It's Gucci.
Okay, now that it is 3 a.m., I'm just going to do my introduction real quick and then we can go ahead and get started.
Sweet.
So, hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Corey. Welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, it's a little bit of a different stream this time because it is super late at night. It is actually 3 a.m. Eastern Central Time where we are at right now, or Eastern Time. I'm so used to hearing Eastern Central. It's like everyone always combines them, but anyway. It is 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Yesterday, me and Kayla here. Say hi, Kayla.
What's up?
Me and Kayla were playing around trying to get a little better because there, as you guys know, there is a challenge going on where sometime in July they're going to be getting some of the top teams to play against each other, and we actually are like trying a little harder just to get a little better at the game so that we can be in it or at least attend the event. Because I think that would be so much fun, a great way to network and get to know each other better. Um,
Make some friends, bruh.
so we were playing
Make
last
a ton
night.
of friends.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
we were playing last night, and then all of a sudden we started hearing activity that wasn't coming from either of us. Like there was a plane that went off at some point, went something threw a snowball at me at another point. Like it was very intense. Now, obviously, as you guys know, if you have your privacy set to like public, anyone can join. My privacy has always been private. Um, that's not true. I just changed it to private a few days ago. But the point of that is that it was private when we were in the server, and I was the game leader, so no one could have joined, like Waza, for example, because she wasn't the leader.
To be invite only.
Yeah, we're invite only. And the thing is, we were already playing the game. We would have been notified if someone else was in, or, we would have seen them in the lobby first before we actually went and played.
Yeah, and in the right-hand corner, usually it says how many people are
On
in
the
that party,
teams. Yeah.
essentially. And there was only two. It said
Exactly.
two.
Unless of
Me and her.
unless like someone snuck in last minute and changed teams immediately, but then we would have been notified it because when you change teams it says in the bottom hand corner Waza took the L or Jackie Deli took the L. It says something along those lines, and we didn't see anything like that. So pretty chill right now, pretty calm and collected and tired. Hopefully that doesn't ruin my reaction time a little bit, but we do want to play around a little bit more and see how, if we can recreate any of those, or if we can get more creepy moments like that to go on. So
Yeah, more spoopy.
Playground options that we have going on, we obviously have full shield, full health, don't drop the items, no fall damage, or actually, yeah, fall damage is off, gravity is normal, time of day is going to be constantly night, and then we're going to have players and locations. Let's put it on always show, just in case like someone is sneaking into it and they're on like a different team. That way it's not teams only, that everyone can always see everything.
It sounds good.
And if you guys see, it's on don't fill. Like, I never have it on fill. So, again, it's just one of those things.
It was just a very spoopy moment.
Now, if you guys I haven't really talked a lot about like me personally or anything like that, but it's a pretty we can tell our ghost stories that have happened to us in the meantime. Do you want to do that, Kayla?
Which stories? There's a lot of stories.
Exactly. Well, we have an hour, so we can go through quite a few.
Okay. Where do we want to go?
Let's get to where the snowball was. It was right around here.
Okay.
By the way, before I forget, if you guys noticed, I now have the Ice King skin. I have finally reached tier 100. It took a lot of sweat, effort. Pretty sure I have arthritis in at least one hand now. But it was
I'm gonna be getting a hoverboard. One sec.
I landed somewhere completely not supposed to be, but I'll be there in a second. I just kind of wanted to get a gun.
It's all Gucci.
And I guess I'll get a hoverboard as well. Might as well.
I want to be able to get a thermal scope and a regular scope so I can check our surroundings.
Right, thermal scopes are like
on.
the most important thing to get right now because you can see people in the thermal scopes.
Am I close to where it was?
Yeah, you're a little more farther away. Like,
is it over here?
No, it's like right here.
Oh, right there? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me turn around.
You passed it. But I'm on my way.
Ooh, there's some glowy chests. Ugh. Why can't I jump over here? Oh, that's so weird. I can't jump up.
You can't jump?
It's... Okay, there we go. Like, you see me walking into the rock? Sometimes it lets me jump, but usually it's this, like, little cheap-ass jump. See, look at me.
I saw. So, I remember last night when we were... Because what we did is we actually went through the perimeter. Like, we started at Snobby Shores. Kayla went north, I went south, and we just did the perimeter. Yep. Just to kind of examine the area and see what was going on. So I was coming this way, and I was coming over this hill here, and I remember it was right by this little house. And like I came over the hill. And let me try and recreate it. So
and yes, we were on hoverboards at the same time.
Right. So I came over like this, and right about right here, right where this tree is, this little divot right here, I heard a snowball be thrown at me, and I immediately turned around, and there's like no one here. It's an empty area.
What, should have been a snowman? Oh my god, there are snowmen up there. They just popped up for me. Jesus Christ.
Oh, those snowmen are terrifying.
They're little buttholes.
But I actually came up with a game mode that I think is really interesting called, what did I call it earlier? It was like Ghost Hunt or something?
Either Ghost Hunt or, I'm drawing a major blank.
Let's just call it Ghost Hunt. Ghost Hunt sounds appropriate.
Okay.
But anyway, basically what happens is you want to more than likely have a full squad for this. One person will go onto a separate team. Like, for example, right now, both me and Kayla are on Team 1. So someone would go onto Team 2, just one person, and mute everyone so that they can't hear them, but they can hear the one person. And that way...
Yeah, the opposing team can hear the person all by themselves.
Right. And that way they can get hints of where the person is, because obviously you wouldn't be able to see them on the map or anything like that. And that way you can kind of like hunt them down and find them and scare them. Which you guys actually did, because we played around, actually 2 rounds of this, you know, earlier today, and it's actually quite entertaining. The only thing
is really fun.
The only thing is you have to be like pretty stagnant. Like the one person who's alone can't be moving around too much, or the other team will be able to track them at all.
Yeah, and there has to be some clever tips that one person has to say in order for everyone to find them, essentially.
Right, like, for example, if I'm saying, like, oh, it's dry where I am, I would want to stay in this biome, because that's the dry area.
Yeah. You don't want to just be like, oh, I'm in the dry area. They try to, you know, like, come find you, and they're in the dry area now, and then you suddenly are like, oh, by the way, now I'm in, like, the snowy biome.
Yeah, it's fairly frustrating when it's like, oh, by the way, where's my map? By the way, I'm around a bunch of mines, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, now I'm on top of a hill, and it's just frustrating.
Like, wait, hold on a second.
It's like, hold on, you just said you were by mines.
Give us time to try and actually find you. Because it's almost like a hide and seek kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to have a little bit of fun once you find them.
Yeah, you get to shoot them down, like PvP is on. You going to Tilted Towers?
Yep, because I want to get some really good stuff. It might also have thermal over there. I've been looking for thermal. I haven't been able to find any. Wait, what is that? What is that one? What is that?
What's what? Ugh. Where are you?
Oh, I was just looking to see whether or not that purple was a thermal.
Oh.
The purple, yeah, weapon. Sorry. But it wasn't. To my dismay.
So we can go ahead and talk about some of the haunted stuff that we've dealt with in our lives.
Should we tell them about Our urban explorations.
Yeah, I think we might want to go, like, in a sense of order, like, timeline-wise, you know?
I'm bad with timeline. I don't know which came first.
Well, let's just kind of tell them stories and then continue on from story to story. So I'll go ahead and start with some of the more weird stuff, I guess, for me.
Okay.
Because, God, I have a lot of stories. By the way, if this stream gets cut off short, I've been having a lot of computer issues today. My computer has been crashing multiple times, so I apologize if it does crash. If you guys know, that is like a pretty constant problem that I have. But anyway, so God, I'm trying to think of which story to start with.
Well, there was the time where we were having a sleepover at your place, and we were sleeping in your living room because you had that pull-out sofa bed. And I believe you were actually being haunted because you were like almost falling asleep at that point, or you were asleep. And I looked at your wall, and it looked like this woman that was such like a, like almost spider-like in a sense, with big bushy hair, was crawling down from your second floor, through the second floor, down the wall onto the first floor. And it was just like, what is that?
The fact that
and then
you
I
didn't
proceeded to like wake you up.
Oh, so you did wake me up? I don't remember you ever actually waking me up. But then again, that was a long time ago. That was years ago.
Yeah.
We were teenagers at that point.
Oh yeah. We were babies.
But it's actually funny. We'll go ahead and start with that one then, because that one is actually a very common ghost that I used to see fairly often. And I actually had for the longest... So I'll go ahead and preference this by saying I've been woken up in the night before and saw her scratching, like, at my light switches, which is very weird because my light switches are right next to my door. And she was just scratching at them. And to this day, like, I've obviously painted, but before I painted, you could see the scratch marks on my wall.
Oh wow. Just like little tiny nut divots.
You've seen them before, those little black marks?
Yeah. They're not like normal scratches where it essentially takes away
the paint, the pigment, and the color and everything.
Something. Yeah.
It was almost like it left a mark. It was like she was rubbing, like, almost like Sharpie. She had Sharpie on her fingers or something, and she was rubbing, like, scratching.
Think of black ink or soot or something on the lines of that.
I would compare it more to soot.
Soot? Okay.
But
where's my lip balm?
Why did I not get any ammo with my gun?
Okay. I'm actually gonna hold on one sec. I'm still here. I'm just gonna be doing something on my phone.
No, you're good. So for the longest time, I would see this woman, and, like, she never attacked me or anything like that. I did get a bad presence from her. Like, I was scared of her, because obviously she was a very sporadic thing. But I would never, like, run away or anything like that. In fact, in a lot of cases, I would say that, like, she looked like me. Because she kind of did.
Especially in your, like, younger years, right?
Yeah, she looked like a younger version of myself, but like a crazier version of myself at the same time, if that makes sense.
Shook.
But
Yeah, it does.
let's see. Oh god, what else was there? I kind of want to I want to save the skinwalker, or not the skinwalker, but the almost skinwalker for last. Because that one has actually caused permanent damage in my life, so I really do want to leave that for last. Holy shit.
The reason about
my god, Kayla.
What?
I just saw a building over there.
A building like a building that we would build?
Yeah, like building,
Fuck.
Okay, we're going over there. Where is that? That's like...
Okay, let me grab my hoverboard.
Okay, that is... Oh my god, I didn't mean to shoot, I'm sorry.
It's all Gucci.
It almost looks like it's right here. No, it's
not.
It's
still in the vicinity?
Okay, I have my marker. I have my marker right on it.
Okay, tomato temple. At tomato temple.
Let's see, what else was there? Oh, there's the one in my basement.
Yeah.
So there's another ghost in my where did my hoverboard go?
I know this one was
llama. Llama on a rock. Llama on a rock. Do you see this llama?
Yep.
What the fuck you doing, llama? I'll just go get another hoverboard. It's no biggie. But honestly, I don't know if this one is still here. I just don't go in my basement anymore, honestly. I'll be real there.
What about why you don't have any reflective surfaces in your room?
That one's just more paranoia, but there's been multiple times where people have been over. Like, actually, a friend, or old friend of me and Kayla's went into my parents' room one time and flipped off his reflection in one of the mirrors. And when he put his middle finger down, it did not go down in the reflection, like it was still staying up, and the reflection smiled.
He ran out.
Yeah, the reflection smiled back at him, so he vamoosed.
He was like, oh hell no. He literally ran.
Yeah, he screamed and ran down the stairs.
Yeah, there are stairs directly right there once you get out of the room, out of her parents' room. So he jolted out there. He ran down. He saw us in, I think it was the living room that we were in. And yeah, he told us all about it.
And he didn't not believe me anymore, because at first he was not believing us at all.
Yeah, he was super skeptical. I'm gonna check this.
Let's see. This isn't where I meant to click.
Tis not.
Oh, maybe it is. It...
Oh, this is only a scoped assault rifle. I want a thermal. What is that? What is that? What is that? Bolt action sniper
see anything. There's nothing over here.
Could it have... Because this looks like something almost like we could build, but...
I'm not sure. Llama in a tree.
Oh, the llamas.
Anyway.
Talk more about, the paranormal stuff. We've had,
We've been scratched. We've been...
bruised, kind of.
Yeah. Anything that really happens when, like, paranormal activity, we really have had, honestly.
And it doesn't sound like we're like, oh my god, I seriously got scratched, oh my god. It's like, it's happened, and we don't really freak out about it because it's not something to really freak out about, in a sense.
I mean, it is a bad omen. I mean, it is dangerous. That means that there is something out there that's against us. But at the same time, it's one of those things, it's like, what can you do?
Kind of just live with it.
Exactly. Let's see what else. Sorry.
Dog Gucci. We could always talk about the urban exploration.
Okay, we can talk about that. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. There was a couple places that we have gone to for urban exploration. Fairly close to where we are located. And one of them is actually a graveyard. The other one is, or was an abandoned house. I don't know if
abandoned mall.
Has, like, bought the
land. And then there is also the house.
Oh,
I
yeah,
completely forgot about the house.
Yeah, the house. The house was very close to the graveyard. But we went to the house first, and there was just a lot of stuff going on. It was overgrown. You couldn't actually see anything in that house or just like anything in general unless you went into the brush to go check it out. And me and, or I shouldn't use improper English, but Corey and I, we were very prepared. We had knives, we had like little tiny backpacks,
I had my taser, we had cameras, yep. Like we were pretty...
lights on our heads, headlamps and whatnot, so we were pretty prepared to make sure we saw everything, that we could defend ourselves if needed be. And we trekked through the brush just to get to this damn house. We actually had to cut some of the branches and whatnot to actually get there. And once we did, we saw a whole bunch of like broken windows. Nothing was secure. Like that thing honestly was about to fall. It did not seem very secure.
It looked like people had been living in there as well.
Yeah. So, we peeked inside the very back, and that's where we got to see a lot of interesting, like a situation where possibly someone was using that as a hideout for certain drugs. Because we were able to pinpoint like a
cough syrup,
propane tank, cough syrup. I think we saw some like biohazardous needles. I wasn't quite sure. We didn't want to actually go in there because it seemed very sketchy. We didn't have the right type of clothing or equipment to deal with that stuff.
I would say coverage is the best word for it, because honestly our skin was pretty much exposed on our arms and legs because it was summertime, and we didn't want to risk getting stuck with something or cut and end up getting some kind of issue.
Yeah. What is that called? I think it's called PPE.
I have no
PPE,
idea.
guys. PPE, maybe, I don't know, I could be totally... Yeah, PPE. Personal Protective Equipment, guys. PPE.
Gloves.
Gotta get it.
Anything. Extra thick clothing. But anyway, we went in there. We didn't go in there. We kind of just explored.
We went around the perimeter and we did observe from the outside quite a bit, using our very high producing lumen headlamps. We made sure to get these headlamps that produced almost like very super white light, so it could show us everything and anything in the color scale. And then the lumens were going to be quite high up there as well, so it was, very bright. We were able to also use the headlight to, there's like 2 different ways to do it for the headlight. One where it would be more like a spotlight and you zoomed in really close, so it was super bright, or one that kind of just illuminated the whole area so you could take in the whole scenery. And we would use that. And there was a couple times where we did hear noises in like the brush and stuff like that. And there was also a barn or a garage behind the house.
Yeah,
it
behind
was
the
all
house,
barricaded up. So it was really weird.
I found behind the house really interesting because it had a garage door, but at the same time it literally was not accessible via the driveway.
Yeah. It was just such a weird situation. There was no possibility of you being able to get there. It was directly behind the house, unless you had some weird way of driving through the house.
I'm gonna go explore more areas.
Okay. I'm having a lot of fun with what you made.
Yeah, should I go get more?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll split up, cover more ground. I actually later found out from a coworker that her sister went into the house, and when they actually were inside the house, they broke in via the same window that we were actually going to go into. They heard footsteps upstairs.
Oh yeah, maybe someone was just, hunkering down in there.
Yeah, it quite literally sounded like a drug pen.
We weren't able to see what was on the second floor, just primarily the first floor. We did see a very old-time, cube TV. It was tiny, like a foot tall. I don't know whether or not they were able to get any electricity from the places near it, because there was definitely options where they could secretly acquire electricity.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to steal electricity from your neighbors around here, honestly.
But yeah, we were just always on our toes when it came to that place. We actually had our knives out and ready, just in case. But another place is the graveyard right next to it, and there was actually a black figure that Corey was able to see. We originally parked, because it's actually part of a church. So we parked in the church, and we decided, okay, take a little stroll. And we went, there's like multiple ways to get in. There's a entrance right next to the church. There's another entrance that's kind of off of the street. And the other entrance is like in the middle between both of those, and it's also off of the street. And we went off of the street, the one at the very end. And we just kind of walked around and kind of walked the path of which you were supposed to. It was laid out. And there was like very eerie feeling. We saw some really old tombstones.
Like we're talking 1800s.
Yeah.
They were actually the owners of the church.
Yep.
Originally.
And you took her name. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, you could rarely see anything. We actually saw a few baby tombstones from that time period as well.
Yeah.
It was very disheartening, and it's actually very much sadder because they actually took those down recently.
Yep. And it was that time where we noticed that they took them down. There was a time we got to see someone's grave slightly dug up. It was fresh.
Oh yeah, the fresh grave, which obviously is kind of... It's definitely not the best thing I've ever done. Like, obviously, we need to respect, the loss and everything. Like, we actually cried pretty hard when we saw that.
Yeah, it was very sad because why would you do that? Why would you mess up a grave? Why would you disturb essentially their slumber? It's just so degrading. But during our little adventure of searching around, seeing these tombstones, trying to read their names and whatnot, Ori sees this black figure kind of peering
from one of the tall tombstones.
Yeah. There was a whole bunch of different kinds of like tombstones in that graveyard. There's like super huge, almost pillar looking ones. There are even tombstones that you actually have a gate across so you can go in there. Regular tombstones, flat tombstones, tombstones that are carved to look specifically like bears or whatnot. There's a whole bunch of different things. Oh, there's even one that looks like a bench seat so you can take a rest.
There's a mausoleum there too.
Yeah. There's just a whole bunch of different ones. But she was able to see this dark figure next to one of the pillar looking ones. And it kind of like disappeared for a second, and we were like, oh my god. But, knowing ourselves, we
trudged forward.
Closer.
Yeah, we literally decided, yeah, that's not terrifying at all. Let's just keep going.
And we weren't able to get like close up to the dark figure, but every once in a while, the dark figure would show up kind of in the corner of our eyes, or even a little bit further than where he was before.
And then something interesting about it was that at one point when we were starting to leave the actual place, it actually like decided to make itself known. It actually stood right, what is it called? Right in the pathway of the actual graveyard, because obviously there's a path to walk around.
Yeah, it's a designated path. And there was also a point in time, because we kept on going there, we wanted to know more, we wanted to see more, we wanted to figure out what was going on. So we went there again. Nothing much happened except for this little barn that is kind of like in the back of the church, just in the outskirts on the grass. very close to the perimeter where it has a gate. And when we walked by it, we heard a lot of noises coming from it. Unfortunately, though, there was a lock. There was literally a chain and lock on that barn. And we couldn't see any entrances. We tried to walk around it. We walked closer to it, and noises got louder whenever we did that. And it kind of just freaked us out because there was no entrances. It was pretty much almost like boarded up or like winterized in a sense.
It was
and go ahead.
It was a very kind of chilling experience, I guess is the right word. Like, it was just extremely making itself known.
Yes. It wanted us to hear it. But yeah, that has to do with the graveyard and the house, the abandoned house. Do you want to tell them about the abandoned mall and how we saw two different people? Well, it was the same person, but they were both different people for us.
Oh, yeah. So there's this abandoned mall in Cincinnati. It's called the Cincinnati Mall. And in there, you can basically freely walk around. A lot of the shops are closed. There's literally only 3 shops left. And in there... Oh, that's you. In there you can just kind of freely walk around. So we decided we were going to have some fun, and we brought a Ouija board. And I know what you guys are going to say. You guys are going to be like, you never play with a Ouija board. What's wrong with you? Well...
we do.
Yeah, we'll get to that story later. But we brought our Ouija board, and it talked to us, and it said its name is Stacy, and Stacy will be brought up later. But, so this ghost named Stacy contacted us, and we were like, okay, cool. And so we started leaving. Because it was getting close, and security started following us around, obviously, because we definitely looked like we were up to trouble.
Yeah. Yes, we were.
But this one guy in clothing, he was a black man, and he just started following us around, and he was in just normal clothing. Like, if he was a cop or anything, I would be like, okay, it's a cop, he's trying to get us to leave the mall, etc., etc.
But he looked just like a normal person.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, he looked just like a person. Fuck, I'm stuck in my own trap. Okay. But he looked just like a person, but me and her both think that he looks different. And literally what we mean by that is that he looks... We both see him, but he has different features to us. Did you...
Yeah, to me, I don't exactly remember what he looked like for you, but to me, he looks like a Jamaican guy with dreads, and his hair was pulled back, and I don't even remember what his shirt looked like anymore, but his pants were straight red for me.
And then for me, I would say looked more Middle Eastern, possibly half black. He had, I wouldn't say dreads, but he had more like longer hair. He had a more like basketball shorts kind of look. He had white, no, wrong. There we go. Okay, he had white basketball shorts on with what's the word I'm looking for, Kayla? White basketball shorts with like white trim or red trim.
Or yeah, like stripes on it. So yeah, it was like, and you were able to see him clearly because he was walking around the mall, you know, and there were actually points in time where we walked past the guy, and he would be, you know, he wouldn't say anything to us. He would just go straight, and we would walk straight. But of course, we would look at him. But I saw the Jamaican dude with straight red shorts, whatever, with the dreads and whatnot. And it was just kind of awkward when I tried to mention, oh yeah, wasn't he like Jamaican or something? And she was like, no. What are you talking about?
He was a Middle Eastern dude. It was kind of confusing, honestly. Like, I didn't know how...
I literally figured it out. We were like, are we sure we saw the right guy? Was there another person that we were seeing? And we had to tell each other, like, oh no, we walked past him at this certain time, blah, 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 and be like, okay, yeah. So that is the same person that we've seen, but just different. And at a certain point in time where we just decided, okay, we're gonna start leaving now, he actually started following us. Not very close, but he was trailing behind. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. Like, he followed us until we left. Like, for the longest time there, we both thought he was just mall security undercover because of the fact that he was following us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like my little dance floor that I set up?
I do. There has been a couple times where we've seen interesting, like, because there are obvious places that were walled off, and we've seen into cracks and stuff, and it looked like people, or at least a person, was in there. There was one right next to the exit that we looked into, that we peered into, and we swore we saw, both of us, because we both looked at the same time, how we swore we saw somebody in there. Like a,
yeah.
It was just so weird. So we tried all we could to just try to hear cracks and whatever we could to see in the back, because we were like, what if someone is actually in there? We just wanted to really, we were curious. We wanted to know. And there's just really interesting things.
It was, definitely odd.
Yeah.
I sound so out of it right now. I swear I'm not high, I'm just really tired.
Same. Ooh.
Do I have enough? I still have 23 bounce pads. Do you think that's enough to do this?
Maybe. I think it will.
Alright, that's the entrance to it.
Why is there...
I accidentally...
There we go. What else is there to talk about? Oh, I still jumped out.
Oh, there's my car accident.
Oh, where you had the Ouija board in the trunk.
Yep.
Yeah, why not tell them that I jumped out again? Why not tell them about that? That's a fairly disturbing story.
So, I've never really believed in Ouija boards. Like, obviously there's something to them because it's either mind tricks or whatever have you. But I enjoy doing them because they're very interesting and you get very interesting responses. And okay, this one area right here just sucks. This one area needs to be fixed.
I just keep going back and forth, like, kind of slowly.
But anyway, we were doing Ouija, and, I get this overwhelming sensation to cut my finger and put a blood cross on it.
Yep, she marked it with her blood.
I marked it with my blood. And everyone was freaking out. They were telling me, don't do that, don't do that. And I was like, it's fake anyway, it's okay. Or, you know, something bullshit like that. Well, I was like, okay, well, let's prove it even more. Let's break the Ouija board. So I break it into 4 quarters. And I'm like, cool, now I'll just, you know, throw it out. I never
even broke it too.
I accidentally never throw it out, and it was still in my car, brand new car, only a few months old. And I get into a car accident where I should have died. Quite literally.
Her car was totaled.
My car was totaled. Jaws of Life had to get me out. It was interesting, to say the least, that all of a sudden I'm in a car accident literal days after I did that. Days.
Not a coincidence.
And I believe it was actually the same day that I was planning on removing the thing from my car, actually, which you know, just makes it even worse. What else is there?
I'm trying to think, but my brain is like shutting down.
My brain is too. I'm like trying to build walls so that we don't fall out.
Oh, up on top.
Fuck. I'm out of wood. I'm out of material. I love how we were supposed to be like searching for creepiness this entire thing, and we've just been fucking around.
Well, it's not even nighttime. I don't think you have it set to a constant night cycle.
This is nighttime. It is on constant night cycle. What are you talking about?
It's daytime for me.
It's nighttime for me.
Are you serious? It's
yeah.
bright sun in the sky.
I have the moon out.
That is strange.
Yeah.
It's daylight for me.
It's not for me. Do you still have your brightness set? Is that what's causing
No,
it?
as in, like, there's legitimately the sun out. There's no northern lights. There's no stars. It's blue sky.
Oh. See, I have, like... I literally have the lights out and... Like, I have the lights and everything.
I'm jealous. It's been constant day for me.
That's so weird.
Oops, didn't mean to grab.
We're just fucking around now. We trapped ourselves?
I think it actually works now. To where we did trap ourselves.
Oh, cool. I just need to close this one door.
Oh, the door over here. Hold up. I got you. I got you, fam. Damn it. Boom. Yeah. Oh, wait. You still need to close that one, too. Oof.
That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, this one was also open.
Okay, come on. Yes! This is a challenge. There we go. I only have 3 more maps. Any other interesting stories? Fuck. That's a waste of a map.
Not that I can think of, honestly. Hold up. Didn't you want to tell them? You said that you wanted to wait until the very end. Oh god. My brain is seriously shutting down.
Same. Oh god. Oh god. We're so bad.
Walker or something. I don't remember.
I think I wanted to wait till the very end for the, oh my god, we're just bouncing around. This is quality content right here.
Absolutely. Great. 10 out of 10 would build again.
There we go. It looks kind of great now. This little corner's pissing me off. This flag is pissing me off. Question though.
What?
How do we get out of here?
We just die.
We respawn?
Oh my god, I can't do anything right now. I can't do any of my poses or whatnot.
Oh yeah, it won't let me.
Well, let's see.
Excuse you, get out of the way.
Ah!
I just needed 1, 2, 3 more bounce pads. Sucks. Obviously I can't put one there because there's a door.
Ah, yeah, I got out. Hell yeah.
I like being in there.
But what I'm gonna do now... oh man. It's not letting me...
Okay, I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do. There we go.
Come on, get in there.
I got out.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, that just makes you jump out further, so... Doesn't exactly work with the hover. Oof.
Oof.
So tired. My meds.
So, yeah, that's basically all the haunted stories that we have, honestly. I feel like there's more, but I can't think of any right now.
My mind is blank.
My mind is dead too. Well, it's been fun, my dudes and dudettes. We're probably gonna go sleep.
Yeah, sleep sounds good.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and, you know, do what you do, which is, like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one I make. Bye-bye.
Do what you do.